Hello and good morning, everyone. How are you today? Welcome back to today's Market Outlook. Today is a Friday, 5th of June 2020. Edmund here. So, we are going to look at today's economic calendar, and later on in part 2, we will be looking at yesterday's economic calendar and also economic results and how those results impacted the prices of currencies and commodities for yesterday. Okay? So for today, Friday, we're going to kick things off with some minor data coming out from Germany. We will be having the factory orders numbers, German factory orders at 2 p.m. And at 3:30 p.m., we will be having the Halifax house price index numbers from the UK. 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., Italy will be releasing the monthly retail sales numbers. Again, this set of data coming out from Europe is considered relatively minor information or minor data, so should not be having a major impact on the euro currency or even the UK pound. However, as we will be having some important economic data during the evening at 8:30 p.m. from the US, we may expect the euro dollar or even the UK pound to start having some volume price action and also chart patterns to form in the afternoons as early as the afternoon session about 2 to 4 p.m. Okay, so these chart patterns and the price movements will lead up all the way until the 8:30 p.m. US economic data coming up tonight. So besides the US data, of course, if you are trading the Canadian dollar at 8:30 p.m., Canada will be releasing the employment change data and also the unemployment rate. Of course, most people will be focusing on the US based economic data, which will be the non-farm employment change. Some people call it the non-farm payrolls. And of course, they'll also be releasing unemployment rates numbers and also average hourly earnings. So for tonight's non-farm employment change, markets are expecting a figure of 8 million jobs being lost compared to the month of April, where job losses was at a historic high of 20.5 million jobs being lost. So for tonight, markets are expecting a job loss of 8 million. Okay, so again, we can see yesterday's unemployment claims data coming in at 1.8 million unemployment claims being submitted, and of course, the jobs numbers are slowly stabilizing and picking up. So we may see some positive developments in terms of the non-farm employment change data coming out at 8:30 p.m. Okay, so moving down a little bit further, as mentioned, shortly we'll be looking at part 2 of the market updates and analysis, where we'll be looking at the economic results and also how those results impacted the currency prices and also commodity prices on the MT4 charts. Okay, but just a general recap in terms of movements for the US dollar. The US dollar is still on a bearish mode, as I mentioned even in yesterday's technical analysis. Okay, so the US dollar continues to weaken and it currently is at a fresh lows. It hasn't been at this current low since the end of March 2020. Okay, and of course, with the US dollar still being weak and the ECB having a meeting yesterday, we can see that the euro dollar, okay, continues to strengthen for the 8th consecutive day. We will have a look at the technical chart shortly to have a look and understand the euro dollar better. So during yesterday's ECB meeting and also press conference, they kept their interest rates unchanged at 0%, the base lending rate. And of course, they are looking to boost their pandemic emergency purchase program by 600 billion euros, where markets were expecting them to increase it to only 500 billion. So with this 600 billion euro increase, the emergency purchase program currently stands at 1.35 trillion euros total. Okay, so other economic data that or economic comments released by the ECB yesterday night, they are looking at Eurozone growth forecast of a contraction of 8.7% for this year before slowly rebounding to negative 5.2% in the year 2021. Okay, so yeah, they are already preparing for the worst case scenario for the year 2020 and looking for a mild recovery in the year 2021. Again, just mentioned just now, the US unemployment claims data came in at 1.877 million US citizens seeking for unemployment benefits, and for the week ending 30th of May, roughly in line with market consensus of 1.833 million. Okay, so again, the figure announced yesterday was a much better improvement compared to the final week of March, where the numbers came in at 6 million plus, almost 7 million. And yesterday's data was the first time that the numbers has dropped below 2 million. Okay, so let us move on to the technical charts and also to understand the economic data for yesterday.